Hey guys, what's going on? In this video we're going to be checking out a KYY monitor. So this is an external monitor that you can use practically for anything. So let's take a closer look. Alright, so in this video we're going to be checking out the KYY 15.6 inch portable monitor. So you guys can see it comes in a case, and this is actually the back of it. It is magnetic, it magnetizes to the screen. So it's great for portability and on the go. Now the way you set this thing up is you just open the front, then you grab it by the top, then the magnets kind of break loose there in the bottom, and there's ridges here, and it can go either here or even at a more steeper angle like this. So quite versatile in how it sets up. So, and the footprint, you know, it's decent for sure. It's not a small footprint, but it's not terrible either. So very nice and clean look. So as you guys can see, the screen is finished in a matte to help prevent reflections. We got different materials. We got some plastic. Interestingly enough, quite a bit of metal too, the whole back here. Let's flip it around. It definitely looks like space gray. So in the back we can see we have the power button, our little multi-toggle switch here. It's to go through menus and volume, things like that. So you can click it and go up and down. We do have a headphone jack, 3.5mm. So if you want privacy, like if you're on a plane or in public areas, you can plug right in. And there are speakers on both sides. There's one here and another one on the other side. So here we have a couple USB-C ports that do multiple things and a mini HDMI port. So in the manual here shows us what the ports do. So the one on the top, power supply port, and the one lower is a Type-C full function port. So depending what you need, you'll plug in one or the other. Here we have a little bit more info. The model number, K3. It is a IPS LED panel. Should be great with viewing angles, and it's a 1080p native resolution. Power consumption is 10 watts, 5 volts, 2 amps. So here's all the wiring that it comes with. We got a USB-C to USB-C cable. You'll probably use this one a lot. So this will go between, let's say if your phone has USB-C to the monitor or your laptop. And by the way, this thing is very friendly with MacBook Pros, iMacs, a lot of Mac products. So we also get a micro to full HDMI cable. So if you want to import some good old HDMI from a PlayStation or an Xbox or just a player through this cable. And also we get a power brick to power the screen. And the reason you would need this is that if you're using HDMI only carries the signal, not power. So there's actually no batteries inside of this thing, and the USB Type-C actually powers the monitor. So if you're going to use any other signals or need more brightness for the monitor while using even this cable, you can plug that in and use it like that. So another great thing about this monitor is that it's ultra light. So it only comes in at 1.7 pounds. So you can really grab this thing and go. And because it doesn't have a battery inside, that really helps it with the weight. Also, this profile here is very thin. So we're looking at only a 0.3 of an inch thickness on the monitor. So it sits really flat and thin. And also, before I forget, there is a screen protector that you could put on the screen of the monitor if you're worried about it getting scratched up. But with this case, it's quite well protected. So you do have that option. And it does come with a little cleaning kit to install the protector. All right, so let's go ahead and connect my phone. So I'm going to use the lower port because that's our full function, and I'm simply just going to plug it in and our monitor comes to life. So it's using the phone's battery to power itself, and so here we can see that it's showing what's on the phone exactly, and doesn't require anything else but just this one cable. So it basically mirrors it. Let's go ahead and go to YouTube, see if we can play a video. So as you can see, it's horizontal right there on the screen just like it is on the phone, and if I go full screen it's going to go basically almost all the way on the whole thing. But as you can see, it's not completely filled. And so to fill it, all we're going to do is just zoom here, and it fills it up. And now it looks pretty much perfect. And you guys can see the quality right off the bat is really nice. The colors are quite rich and it looks really good. I am in a pretty bright room right now, so there's a little bit of reflections. Now the speakers are playing already here on the side. So I'm going to turn it up here on the phone. And this little toggle here, if we go up, we can actually add the volume there too. So it is decently loud and you can hear it, and it's quite stereo-ish because it's coming from both ends. But it's not so direct, kind of like you would have on your MacBook Pro or something. I mean, it's definitely usable, but not absolutely great. So to access the menu, we're going to click on this little multifunction rotor knob. So if I click on it, we can see a little menu comes up. So here we can adjust certain things. So I've already played with some of these settings here. But yeah, you can tailor it, to what you like. So I kind of put the black level down so it becomes a little more darker. But depending on what content you're consuming, you'd want to adjust it to your liking. So to go back, you actually push the power button here just once and it goes back. And if you want to completely get out, you push that again and it gets out. Now let's go back in and see the rest of the menu. So we got brightness, contrast, black level, sharpness. Then we got some image options, standard, game, and movie, FPS. But yeah, depending on what you're doing, you can change the setting here. So I'm just going to leave it on standard for now. Not sure exactly what DCR is, but it does make it a bit brighter and punchier. So maybe I'll turn that on. And that's the aspect ratio. So let's go down one. So here we have the color temperature, so you can adjust the colors. OSD timer, transparency, a reset. You can mute your speakers if you don't want to use them at all. And for the last thing, we have the signal source type. So you can change between USB Type-C and HDMI. And another pretty cool thing is we have a blue light filter here. And we can see everything turns quite yellowy. So that could be very nice if you use the screen at night. Turn on the blue light filter. And you also have an HDR mode if you want to enable that. And this is a 60 Hz refresh rate monitor. And these are all the languages that are available. So yeah guys, as you can see, my phone is playing here and we're seeing exactly the same thing on the monitor. So you can really enjoy this thing on the go just from your phone. So the screen is 300 nits of brightness, not ultra bright, but it seems plenty, especially for watching movies or just consuming entertainment like games. The speakers are 1 watt each on both sides, total of 2 watts. But you'd probably be better off using the microphone jack and getting a much better sound. Alright, so let's go ahead and try something different. I got this Nintendo Switch here, so let's unplug it from the phone, and the monitor turns off automatically. Plug it into the Switch. Technically it should work. Okay, so it did power on. So the Switch is on, but I don't think anything is working over there. Okay, yeah, so it's on, but here it says no signal. So most likely what's going on is the Switch is not able to put power into the monitor and also the signal. So in this instant, we will need power to power the monitor itself. So we have the option of using power adapter that came with it, or in this case, let's try to use like a little power pack and power the monitor from that. So I'm just going to plug it in on the top port. And there we go. So this completely turned off now. Monitor came on and we can see the Switch is on. And you guys can see that we are playing the Switch. So this board is a little bit dim and cold looking because it's in the snow. It's kind of hard to tell. But the Switch itself is already not a high resolution video. It still looks very nice and much more enjoyable to play than on a smaller screen. So if you wanted to plug in a PlayStation or an Xbox, you would do the same thing. You would have to have power, and then you can use the HDMI port below that to feed the signal to the monitor. Alright, and here we are at my editing computer, and you guys can see how I put this monitor down, and it's actually quite useful right there. So even if I just want to do something here, I can, also have something here at the same time. Now I do need to adjust the color still a little bit, but there's a little bit of reflection going on because there's some light behind me. But when it gets completely dark, it's going to be much more sharper. But yeah, you can see how the iMac looks like. There's a little bit more contrast than here. Now I can try to adjust that a little bit. So yeah, it looks like you definitely can adjust it to accommodate your colors a little better. But yeah, depending on your preferences, you can go up and down with all these settings. So the whole point of this is that you can really use your monitor any how you want. You can incorporate it with your MacBook Pro, your iMac, any USB Type-C that puts out video and audio, makes this thing power on and work. So yeah guys, this is a super cool little monitor, and I feel like you can definitely enjoy this thing if you used it for the right purposes. So we're actually looking at the Amazon here of the listing. Now some phones actually have capabilities of actually becoming like a little computer, like this Samsung can, and you can even use it that way. But I feel like this thing is more like a companion to either gaming or just watching movies, or just being a side monitor for your computer and having that extra real estate. You can even even put this in your car or integrate it into your car and use it as monitors for there. So the applications for these things are massive. So no matter where you need a screen, this thing would be really good for that. Alright guys, well hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, then hit that like button. If you want to pick up this monitor for yourself, I'm going to have some links in the description. Check that out. And if you enjoy videos like this and you want to see more things I do in this channel, then stay tuned for more. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.